what I consider the three biggest shifts. And those of you that know me, everything goes in threes. It's easier to remember, it's good luck, all sorts of reasons. And I think of three words. You saw some of them up there. I think of the word data. And when I think of data, I would love for you to think of this as a new natural resource for the world. But it's unlimited, but you only get value if you refine it. The second is the word cloud, which is all about process or IT delivered as a service. But I will tell you again, in a client's eyes, it's really about a business model. And then the third topic, the word engagement. And with the clients we serve, yes, it's social mobile, but I want you to add the word security to that. And I'm going to come back to it. So let me talk about each one, because I want you to be very confident about the portfolio build. So let me first talk about data. As I said, and we've been saying this for years, this idea that it is a new natural resource. Now, as a new natural resource, I must tell you, all the clients I meet with, they agree with that. 2.5 billion gigabytes per day get created. But more interesting, 3 out of 4 clients have a big data project going or a pilot underway. And every CEO I talk to, and I suspect many of you who run your business, you would agree with me if I said, information will be the basis of competitive advantage no matter who you are. It will determine the winners and the losers. I am absolutely confident that on the edge, that will determine what happens. We've believed this for years. My goodness, it started with Smarter Planet. And I want you to know that in the area of big data analytics, we've invested $24 billion in the recent years. $17 billion on 30 acquisitions, $7 billion moving our organic development. There's 30,000 practitioners around. There are 30,000 engagements that we've completed, 10,000 consultants, 400 mathematicians, 1,000 education programs with universities going on, which is a really important part for the future. And together, we've created $16 billion of information, big data, analytics business. $16 billion in 2013 alone. I thank you for that. And I'd like to share with you what I think when clients think about this competitive advantage, the 3 things that they're going to do. Because I think that that should provide, I hope, some insight to what it is you offer them. I see these 3 themes over and over. The first one, as clients go to get value out of this information, they are going to use multiple types of information, and they're going to use a wide range of analytics. Now, a group like this, I don't have to describe structured, unstructured, and the idea of descriptive analytics, then you mature to predictive, and then prescriptive. But it's why we've built front office analytics, risk, compliance, fraud, all in our portfolio for you. The second thing I see clients doing, they're saying, you know what? We are got to capture the time value of information, time value. That means they believe battles are going to be won and lost, market share won and lost in seconds. This is why we have built streaming technologies. This is why power, and I'm going to talk more about power. Power does data better than anything in this world, and it will become even more and more important in what's out there, world-leading database as well. And in fact, I got to meet with one of our business partners here, one of the Beacon Award, Mark, you'll give the Beacon Awards, Integrity. One of them, and I want you to think about this as an application. What they did is work with an insurance company in Florida, another place that no one's actually from. Everyone I talk to here is not from Las Vegas, right? You just go move there. But in Florida, it was an insurance application. And what they do, thinking of analytics, searching social data, they prioritize claims based on the kind of words used. So they're doing natural language analytics. Is it a disaster? Was it damaged, destroyed? And based on the kind of language, you prioritize how important the issue is. A simple but perfect application of analytics in applied real time. But there will be a third thing clients will embrace in data analytics, and you are with the right company as a partner. They will embrace cognitive computing. How many of you have seen us or seen Watson, or at least read about Watson? Raise your hands. Okay, it's the main floor. Not the, are these cheaper seats in the upper 2 levels? These are paid for down here? I don't know. Watson is, we are clearly leading this era. My sort of short story is, first era of computing, machines that counted. Second, they just did programming. You have to program them to know what to do. It's everything you have to this day. But because of that 2.5 billion gigabytes a day, there will come a time you cannot program to understand all this information. You will need a system that learns. And that's what Watson is. 3 years ago, we introduced Watson to you playing the game show Jeopardy. But we have been busy in the last 3 years. In the last 3 years, Watson has been training, because you don't program it, you train it. It has been training on finance, it has been training on healthcare, retail, travel. And here's what's meaningful to you. I want you to note two things, because we just made a big announcement about Watson. In fact, I announced a whole division for Watson. Another $1 billion, 2,000 more people. It will be headquartered in Silicon Alley, not Silicon Valley, all right? So we're going to show the world the East Coast has as much talent as the West Coast, all right? Now, what is meaningful to you guys as a partner? I want you to take note of two parts of that announcement. There will be something, and there is something called Watson Foundations. It's the broadest portfolio and deepest of analytics. And this to me is hugely important as you get ready to use Watson. But more important, and I got to talk to one of you about this, is a Watson ecosystem. We believe right from the start, we will not know all the applications of Watson. So Watson will be made available as a cloud service to you partners to start businesses. There'll be a corpus around travel, around healthcare, around retail, and we'll keep going, and you'll build your own. And this is going to have a multi-decade run on it, and I can't wait for you to become very wealthy off of all the applications you are going to build on top of Watson. So ecosystem just announced. We've got thousands of partners in line, and this will continue to evolve. I'd invite you to join the ecosystem with your ideas. So, first big shift, data. Data is the basis of competitive advantage. Lots of investment leading. Second shift, let me entice you on cloud. All right? As I said, simply defined IT business process as a service. But make no mistake, IBM is remaking enterprise IT, enterprise IT for the era of cloud. Enterprise IT for the era of cloud. You know, some of the statistics, by 2016, 1 in 4 apps, some say, will be on the cloud. Some say 80% of software development is being done on the cloud. But I always want you to remember with our clients that you talk to, most often they are making a business model decision, not a technology decision. And we have prepared for years on this. So I think numbers that aren't well understood, we've invested $6 billion in our cloud portfolio. $6 billion, 17 acquisitions. You're going to see, Lance is on the agenda, I believe, from SoftLayer, one of our pinnacle parts of our software portfolio for the public cloud. 40,000 experts here already, more than 1,500 recent patents here. As you know, Global Technology Services formed a cloud unit. Software, the whole Robert LeBlanc and team, cloud first, mobile first in all of our development. And I'll share with you the 3 design decisions we see clients making around cloud. Again, hopefully that helps you as you bring forward your cloud ideas. The first one, every client I know is going to make a decision about architecture. What kind of cloud to build? Let me assert the answer is hybrid. Hybrid meaning they will build their own private clouds. Many of you do work with people there. They will also build applications in the public. Sometimes we call that a systems of engagement. But we were just, Alistair, your next speaker, and I were just talking about this. But you know what? They are going to connect these two. You are going to see the same world play out as what happened with the internet. If you remember in the 90s, people first put things on the internet and they browsed. But then they said, oh, I'm going to do transactions. I'm going to do real business. Then they had to connect it back to all their investments, their supply chains, marketing, demand, management, everything else out here. And there evolved the world of middleware. There will be the same thing in this world, and there is no one better that knows how to do that than us. I saw an analyst report that by 2017, 50% of companies will be in a hybrid environment. So think about that for your opportunity. Second thing I see at the top of a client's list when it comes to cloud, because it's really about business model, is how they're going to manage data. I can't convince you enough to put this at the top of your sort of priority list. And the answer is No matter what, you better be able to manage it as if it's on your premise. And that means auditability, security, control. Data management will be the singular critical point in the future for cloud. And many of you are from many countries. You know this better than me. There are 100 countries that already have data protection regulation. I prefer they didn't, but they do. So you're going to have to deal with that. Or the cost of moving data is going to become prohibitive, or the security issues. You have to have a partner, us, that has a global footprint, or you will be limited. And this is why you saw us invest another $1.2 billion second week of January to expand our cloud data centers. We have 25 in the world, added 15, 40, but they're in China, India, Japan, Australia, Canada, Mexico, Africa, India. The list goes on. That's where the expansion is. And then the third thing I see clients ask us for on cloud is they say,
engagement.
Help me with ways to innovate and reinvent faster.